G'day guys, welcome back. Time for another split cup pour. I can show you one of the dried ones now. The very first one that I did was the green one. So this is that one. I'll take it up so you can have a little bit of a closer look at it. It's dried beautifully. Look at those cells. It's really, really pretty. So yeah, that's it there. And today we're doing blue. Let me just make sure we're focusing again. Yes. So my favourite, yay, blues. Now, in the Mont Marte range, I really don't have much in the way of blue. I have phthalo blue, and I have cerulean blue, and then this little guy, which is deep cyan. There are a few different colours in the 75ml or 2.5 ounce. So that's those. That's that one. That one's the phthalo blue. This is the phthalo blue with a little blob of black to make it a navy. And then this one is the cerulean with some white to make it lighter. So I've got a few different shades there out of those three blues that I've got. And my pouring medium, as usual, is the 60% glue. This is Elmer's Glue All, but you can use school glue, and 40% water. And I have mixed that 1 part paint, 1 part pouring medium, except for the black. The black's got 10 grams less paint, and then it's also got a splash of water. It's really thick. I don't know why. It just mixes up thick. This one, the light blue, I had to add an extra blob of paint, and then added an extra blob of paint to the white as well, because it really wasn't leaving much of a mound. It's still not leaving as much of a mound as the other colours, but I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to use my Spot On Treadmill Belt Lubricant, 100% silicone, as I always do. Just twist the knob off, the little nozzle like that. Don't take the whole thing off, just twist it like that and it'll open it. I'm only going to put 2 drops in each, except for the black and the white, because they are my opaques. I'm thinking that this light blue is also an opaque now because I've mixed it with white. The others are probably all semi-transparents. Apparently Mont Marte don't do any transparents except in their fluoro range, and I don't use the fluoro range. I'm hoping that they will actually make some new paints for us. I spoke to them a few months back now, and I said, you know, we're really going to start using more of your paints. Could you please change the bottle? Because these actually come with a pump, and it's a really hard bottle, and I don't like the pumps because I weigh my paint. So I've said to them, is there any chance you can not do the pumps and make us a softer bottle that we can actually, you know, get more paint out of? We can easily squeeze the bottle empty, we can easily cut it open if we want to, scrape the rest of the paint out, and give us some more colours in Australia. So we shall see what happens. Hopefully they've taken some of that on board. So we shall see. I think I've been giving them a lot of extra customers at the moment, but I said to them, how about sending me some free paints, the ones that I can't get in Australia, which they kindly declined my request. So what are you going to do, hey? What are you going to do? Right, let's get to layering. So same as with the others, I've got 4 colours, black and white. 4 shades of blue, black and white. I'm going to layer colours on that chamber, layer them on this chamber. They'll be slightly different order, but the same paint. So let's start with the white. And then the phthalo blue. the light blue. As you can see, I've gone light, dark, as I always do. A little bit of black, not too much. And back to the navy. Now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to start with this one first. And then I will end with the white, with that one. A little bit of black. You don't need a lot of black. I made up less black than I did with the other colours, only by 10 grams, because I don't want the black to overtake the pour too much. And then we'll go with some white. All right, now this one again, we'll start with white. So I've had a lovely day of pouring today. I've done 2 of the bloom pours, which I had stopped for a while because I wasn't enjoying them. I wasn't getting the results that I was after. I see everyone else doing these amazing blooms and I couldn't really do it, so I stopped for a while and went back to what I know and what I love, my flip cups and my swipes. But yeah, I had another go at them today. I made my mix a little bit thinner, and I think I got better results from it. So, alright, so that's the one side done. It looks like I get 3 layers in each. I can see the white 3 times there. So this side will just finish off the rest of the paint now. Try and get it all out. This is a 30 by 40 centimetre canvas, which is 12 by 16 inch. It's just a nice size to do little pours on. You're not using too much paint, although I have got 700 grams of mixed paint. If you want to know what that is in ounces, just divide 700 by 30, and that'll tell you how many ounces you need. Again, you do need lots of paint for this technique. I've told you guys that before. Still got a little bit of black left. I won't use it all. Yeah, you do need a lot of paint for this technique. It's not until you start getting more experienced with your pours, you'll realise just exactly how much paint you do need to get a good result. So 700, between 600 and 700 grams for this size. 600 grams divided, 6 divided by 3 is 2, so I guess that's 20 ounces. Does that sound right? 20 ounces? At least 20 ounces for this size. And it's not a waste of paint because it's so much paint. And yes, you do lose a bit off the sides, but it's all to create a beautiful painting. If you don't have enough on the canvas, you know, you're just stretching everything, and you might not be happy with the painting in the end. Oh, I forgot my white. I did that last time too. I forgot my white, because I thought I was finished with it. There we go. Okay, that's all the colours. Okay, are we ready to flip this baby? Again, I want the paint to come out through here, the centre, not through there. So I'm going to try and do it that way. Flip it over. And I'm going to, I didn't like the ribbon one that I did. I told you that last time. I'm going to just see if I can just sort of do a bit of a snaky thing. I don't know. Because there's a lot of paint in there. You can't just like drag it straight down. You end up with too much left in the cup. So you kind of do have to do a bit of a snake to get it all out, I found. Righto, let's do this. some there, some there. There's still quite a lot left in there, but it's the stripies. Because I've got so much paint, I can easily, you know, tip it off, and I can tip off the stripy bits, but you need to have it there to allow the rest of it to flow. So I'm probably only going to use that middle section. All right, let's get to tilting. It's a weird little thing in the middle there. I don't know what that is. Use my little corner catcher, because I don't want to lose too much paint. You want your paint to be nice and thick before you torch, because at the moment the paint's nice and thick, so you've got lots of layers of different colours of paints. So you torch and the cells will come up through all those different layers. If you have a really, really thin amount of paint on the surface, then the cells have got a very thin amount of paint to come through, and there's not many layers, so you're not going to get too many multi-ringed cells. Does that make sense? I hope so. Right, let's torch. I'm not sure what that is. There's something in there. Need my tweezers. Tweezers are very handy to have. Oh, I don't know what you are. You're a big blob of something. Very handy to have a set of tweezers in your studio. Righto, let's torch. Hopefully we'll get some nice light blue and white coming through all this darkness, because it's quite dark. Even though I mixed up less black and I didn't use all my black, it still looks quite dark, doesn't it? Just going very gently with the torch. Do a little bit, move the torch away. I've still got it on, but it's pointing away from me just while I'm waiting to see what the cells are doing. Whoa, a bit close there. Alright, I'm going to leave that. I can always torch later. See, we only had 2 drops in each cup, hey, but we've still got lots of cells. So you really don't need a lot of this treadmill silicone at all. Just wiping my little card so I can put it down on the table without making too much of a mess. Okay, well this has got some lovely movement. We've got some light blue popping through, we've got some bright blue. Oh, and they've got rings around them. Those ones are really pretty. Okay, let's start walking. Left and right, left and right. Get that paint moving. Use the weight of your paint to your advantage. May not go to that corner. We'll see. See what happens. Do want to get rid of that one though. Now the cells are really quite small at the moment, but by gosh, they are pretty. That's for sure. That is for sure. Right, I would like to open these cells up a little bit, which means I'm going to have to get some more paint off. So I'm going to go off to the corner there as well. So I'm going to walk it. And I'm going to walk it back. Don't just go straight back. You know that. I've told you that a million times. Or maybe not a million, but a lot. Okay, let's have another look at it. It's so pretty. Wow, I'm glad I didn't use all that black. Still got quite a bit left in the bottom, probably about a third. I should really start cutting back on my black. I always say that. Say I've got too much black. But then I like the drama of the black against the other colours. And because the black is the opaque, I find that I need that to have pretty cells. I just want to see if there's anything under here. It's a bit dark there. Let's see if we can get some white cells through here, or some light blue. Might take a little bit of that corner off there. It's a little bit dark there. Right, so that's brought a few little light ones up there. I'm going really slowly to see if I can just get some lightness through here, but I don't want to get too close. Okay, now I don't really like how those two are next to each other. That's the phthalo blue and I think it's these two. They're very similar. They're both semi-opaques. So where they are together there, we're not really getting multi-rings because they're both the same density. So they just look like little blobs, little bullets. And you remember me saying to you this light blue is an opaque as well? See how that's giving little bullets as well? It's not giving multi-ringed cells because it's an opaque against the black opaque. So it's just giving bullets. So I'm going to try and just come off this side a little bit here. So let's walk it. I should go this way, shouldn't I? I'm walking the wrong way. Okay, so that's a little bit of it gone. Now I need to walk back the other way. Opposite way. Take a little bit of this white off there, and that corner can go like so. All right, I am done. I am loving that. Just walk it back a little bit now. So I'm just trying to keep my cells round. I don't want them to be too elongated. That's funny. I've ended up with like 3 chambers again, but not so much stripies, hey? Like they're really well blurred, the background. It's really pretty. So what do you think of the blue? I'll take you down in a minute and you can see these cells here. They've got the white rings around the one of the blues. So the white is obviously an opaque, so it's making, the white always makes pretty rings around cells. Can't complain about the white, that's for sure. Just going to fix my corners. Like so. Oh, making a mess of it. It's best just to put a big blob on and let it fall down, rather than lots of little bits that you're poking and rubbing in. And just do a big blob and let it fall down on its own. It's the best way to do it. And it'll make a nice little pretty pattern as it falls down. Wipe under there, make sure you go slowly so you don't miss and scratch the side of your canvas. How's that corner doing? Looks pretty good. I always miss that corner. Okay, so I think I've stretched it out enough. You know, if my mix was a little bit thinner, I could possibly have bigger cells, but if your mix is too thin, then your colours blur too much. You know, you don't get that bright, you don't get the brightness. I'm sure there's something else in there. All right, I'm going to take my gloves off. Take you down for a close-up and I'm going to show you the beautiful cells. So I hope you like this blue one. Considering I only had 3 shades of blue, I've done the best I could. What do you think? You can see the bullets, I call them bullets, instead of cells with rings around them. In the middle there, that pale blue. And that's because it was mixed with white to make it light. So yeah, it's now an opaque. It's really interesting, the difference in the densities of what the paints can actually do. So, you know, a better quality paint is going to give you much more differentiation. Is that a word? Difference in your densities. So the better quality paints, the better multi-ringed cells you're going to get, because there'll be a difference, a higher difference in the densities. Some paints will be really highly pigmented, others will be slightly pigmented, and there you'll get the difference in the cells. Look at those, aren't they cute little cells there? They're really pretty, multi-rings, and it's got that blurred background there. Oh, there's a light above me. Can't do much about that. So anyway, there it is. That's my favourite shot there, right in the middle. I always have a favourite section, and that is it. That shot just there. All right, back around this way, and there she is from my perspective, the way I poured it. Got a little bit of a curve there on the right. So we've got sort of two darker stripes either side, and then we've got the lighter in the middle, which is really pretty, isn't it? So there we go. Now what have I done? I have done green and purple, pink, turquoise, blue. That must leave browns and sort of reddy oranges. I don't know that I can do yellow. I mean, how many shades of yellow can you put? And yellow and black are a yucky baby poo green, so I don't know that we'll do that. But I'll certainly do like an orangey reddish one, and I'll do a brownish one, and then I think that'll be it. Okay, thanks for watching. Love you all. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.